The new academic session, particularly for secondary schools in Ekiti State, started on a bright note. This was consequent upon the release of the results of the 2016 public examination conducted by the National Examination Council NECO for the senior secondary students. Ekiti came first with an enviable and record-breaking score of 96.48%. The policy framework of the Fayose-led administration in the Education, Science and Technology portfolio is, I quote, restoration of the past glory in education and offer free and qualitative education up to senior secondary level. Teachers shall be accorded their right of place as critical stakeholders through the provision of appropriate benefits and conducive working environment. We shall ensure adequate funding for all levels, including the university and all other tertiary institutions in the state. We shall strengthen our technical colleges for skill acquisition and restore bursary awards and scholarship schemes. End of quote. The starting point for the realization of this lofty objective was the convocation of an education summit on the 8th of September 2015, which coincided with the United Nations Organization's International Literacy Day celebration all over the world. Critical stakeholders from the academia, the traditional institution, the clergy, parents, teachers, and top government functionaries converged on the Abiodun Adetiloye Hall under the chairmanship of the Olunyi of Iyin, His Royal Majesty Oba Justice Ademola Ajakaye, and they all resolved to restore the lost glory of education, which was the theme.
If it is possible to ride the horse in my belly, I feel so happy and encouraged that the effort of Mr. Governor and the effort of all of us has yielded a very good result. To find out that Ekiti comes first among all the states in Nigeria is something that should make every indigenous of Ekiti happy.
Woeful performance of Ekiti students in public examinations topped the list of challenges in the education sector identified by the summiteers, coupled with issues of truancy, examination malpractices, infrastructural deficits, inadequate instructional materials, disillusioned workforce, and general lack of commitment on the part of parents, guardians, and teachers. In 2003, Governor Ayodele Fayose, in his first coming, met Ekiti secondary school students' performance in public examinations such as WASC and NECO in a shameful 35th position in 36 states of the country. His magic wand, 2 years after in 2005, upped performance in NECO to the 7th in Nigeria and the 2nd in the Southwest. In Governor Fayose's second coming in 2014, students' performance was at the 29th position with an average of 58%, which moved to 74.5% to clinch the 18th position in 2015 and to the enviable first position in 2016 with a percentage of 96.48. Kayode Akoshile, Chairman, Ekiti State Chapter of the Nigeria Union of Teachers, bears his mind on what led to the restoration of excellence.
We had what we call Education Summit. Immediately after the summit, government started the implementation.
Corroborating his position, the President, Ekiti State Chapter of the All Nigeria Confederation of Principals of Secondary Schools ANCOPS, Mr. Omotosho, says right policy frameworks being institutionalized, such as rural posting allowance, core subject allowance, and the political sagacity of Governor Fayose made teachers vow to give their best in service delivery.
Fountain of knowledge. Considering the fact that in the previous years, we just been struggling to maintain that position, but it's very elusive. But with the advent of this government of Dr. Ayodele Fayose, a lot of policies and mechanisms are put in place to make sure that we reverse the downward trend of education in Ekiti State.
Parents Teachers Association chairman in the state, Chief Oshadari, says the feat of 96.48% success recorded by Ekiti students in this year's NECO result gladdens the heart of parents as it provides the tonic for them to increase their stakes in the monitoring, financing and supervision of their wards.
The result was not, it was what we expected as a result of hard work and contribution of everybody. That was what the governor wanted. And they brought everybody, every stakeholder to the education summit. And we gave him our thoughts, which he has accepted as a result. It was sort of surprising that we had, but the landslide was so surprising too. We expected an improvement, but coming first, that is very wonderful.
Students in tertiary institutions are leaping for joy as Governor Fayose has paid about 70 million naira as bursary to university, polytechnic and College of Education students of Ekiti origin for 2012-2013 and 2013-2014 academic sessions, while those in the Nigerian Law School have been paid 15.3 million naira.
I'm not happy about the result because among all the 36 states, it's a privilege for Ekiti State to be the first position, and I'm proud of Ekiti State. I want to appreciate the effort of the governor because every of his efforts concerning this WAEC does not go in vain. Because I could remember the last set that passed out when there will be interchange of teachers, the teachers from other school will be teaching them even after school hours. Then I appreciate that, and I pray that this great achievement will continue forever in the name of Jesus. And I'm using this opportunity to promise him that in our own set, this present set, that our results will be 100% sure of the best results ever had in Nigeria.
To Governor Ayodele Fayose, what is the secret of the huge success recorded twice in the education sector, and his reaction to the allegation credited to the All Progressives Congress APC in Ekiti that the 96.48% record score was achieved as a result of policies put in place whilst they were in government in 2010 to 2014.
I don't want to join issues with the claims in some quarters or in the political, with my political opponents regarding the achievement in education. But I want to let you know that we have shown reasonable commitment. We have put in place policies that can turn around and revive the education sector. This is not the first time. We did the same during my first tenure between 2003 and 2006. When you see the pattern, in 2003, I met the education sector, and in a similar rating, Ekiti was number 35 in 2003. And at my departure in 2006, we were number 7 in Nigeria. We moved from 35 to 17 to 7. Same thing, I came in 2014, we were number 34 in Nigeria and number 6 in the Southwest. And last year we were number 10 to this year we're now number 1 in Nigeria. You can see the pattern is as a result of commitment on the part of government, giving attention to core subjects that matters, paying attention to teachers, allowing access, giving attention to details, encouraging, motivating our teachers, the pupil and the parents carried along for the good of the sector. It is not about talking. When you're supposed to address an issue, you address it promptly. If you look at the way we celebrate teachers here, the Teachers' Day celebration, giving cars to best teacher primary school, best teacher secondary school, creating office of headmaster general, tutors general, this has encouraged, and the performance of teachers are more enhanced as a result of the direct involvement of government and agencies of government to reposition education.
In 2005, area education officers were provided with vehicles for effective supervision and 400 motorcycles to primary school teachers in rural areas. With the recent 96.48% record score credited to Ekiti students by NECO at the 2016 national examination, excellence has no doubt been restored in Ekiti, the fountain of knowledge.